They don't want us talking about this, but we're going to. Because when Latto hit the stage and dropped what fans are calling a coded confession about Ashanti and Nelly's private warning, the entire industry froze. What started as friendly sisterhood energy may have turned into something way deeper and possibly way more complicated. But before we unpack how it all spiraled, make sure you watch this clip until the end, because what happened next might just explain the tension that's been brewing behind closed doors for months. It all started when Latto appeared at a private industry event in Atlanta last weekend, where cameras caught her whispering something to a friend moments before she took the mic. In a now viral clip, fans claim she said, "I told her he's moving funny, but she ain't want to hear it." Nobody knew who she was at first, until eagle-eyed fans connected the dots after a mysterious tweet surfaced from Ashanti's burner fan page that read, "Be careful who you call little sis." Almost instantly, the internet exploded. Headlines started popping up like wildfire. Latto exposes Ashanti's secret, and rapper Latto hints at drama in Nelly's camp. Some fans dismissed it as pure gossip, while others insisted it was more than coincidence, especially given how close Latto and Nelly had become since the Apple Bottoms revival event earlier this year. According to industry insiders, Latto and Ashanti had grown surprisingly close over the past year. Ashanti reportedly took Latto under her wing, offering guidance on handling fame, brand image, and even personal relationships. But things allegedly shifted after a private dinner, where Nelly and Latto discussed business opportunities. And Ashanti, according to sources close to the singer, didn't like the energy she felt in the room. Weeks later, whispers began spreading through industry circles that Ashanti had privately warned Latto about staying too close to Nelly. Not because she didn't trust her, but because, as one source put it, Ashanti's been in this game too long. She's seen how fast loyalty flips when business and ego get involved. But fans noticed something odd. Just days after that alleged conversation, Latto posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Sometimes people think they protecting you, but really they protecting themselves." Many interpreted that as a direct response to Ashanti's warning, suggesting maybe the friendship had quietly fractured. By midweek, speculation hit new heights when Latto appeared on a live stream, and a viewer asked, "Are you still cool with Ashanti?" Her response, a pause, a smirk, and then, "I got love for her always, but I move different now." That single sentence lit social media on fire. Screenshots flooded Twitter and TikTok, with fans debating whether Latto had just exposed a private rift or was simply trying to control the narrative. Meanwhile, Ashanti's camp remained silent. No statements, no reactions, nothing. But silence from Ashanti often says more than words ever could. Fans began pulling up old interviews where Ashanti discussed energy shifts and protecting your peace, claiming she'd been foreshadowing this kind of fallout all along. And then came the moment that flipped everything upside down. During a behind-the-scenes video from a studio session, Latto can be heard saying, reportedly about Nelly, "She's too blind to see he still moves the same way." The clip was quickly deleted, but not before fans screen-recorded and shared it across every major platform. That's when the real storm began. Because if that comment was about Nelly, it meant Latto had just dragged both Ashanti and her husband into the spotlight, all while hinting that she knew something the rest of us didn't. But here's where things get even more intense. Because what insiders are now claiming about the origin of that studio leak might just prove this wasn't an accident at all. And the deeper you go, the more it looks like someone in Nelly's own circle wanted this to get out. The internet didn't even have time to breathe before batch 2 of this drama began unraveling in real time. Overnight, new screenshots surfaced, alleged text messages between Latto and a member of Ashanti's team, and what they contained sent fans spiraling. One of the messages allegedly read, "You told me to stay away, but he was the one who called me in first." That single line lit up Twitter like fireworks, because fans immediately took it as proof that Nelly himself may have reached out to Latto directly, not the other way around. By morning, hashtags like Latto Nelly texts and Ashanti warning were trending across social media. Thousands of fans debated whether Latto had crossed a line or whether she was simply defending herself from false assumptions. Some argued that Ashanti's alleged warning was misunderstood, that she was trying to protect Latto from the industry, not Nelly. Others weren't so sure, pointing out how personal the tone had become in recent days. Meanwhile, several fan pages began reposting old photos of Nelly, Ashanti, and Latto at the Apple Bottoms anniversary event, dissecting every smile, every side glance, every caption. One tweet read, "Ashanti was glowing, but Nelly looked distracted. You can feel it when someone's hiding something." Another fan chimed in, "This is giving Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Becky vibes all over again." The comparisons went viral. Then, as if things weren't messy enough, a blog reported that Ashanti's mother, who also doubles as her manager, allegedly confronted Nelly after seeing the viral texts. According to that report, she wasn't angry about Latto, but about how fast the story was spreading. One insider claimed, "Tina's been doing this for decades. She knows a PR setup when she sees one, and she might have had a point." Because a few hours later, several gossip accounts noticed that the studio clip where Latto made her "blind to see" comment had suspiciously clean camera angles, as if someone had staged the recording. That's when the theory began to shift. Maybe this wasn't about jealousy at all. Maybe someone inside Nelly's team had leaked it to spark buzz around an upcoming project. Still, fans weren't buying that explanation. Many said the energy felt too raw, too emotional. One tweet that got over 40,000 likes said, "You can't fake that tone in Latto's voice. That wasn't promo, that was pain." By late afternoon, Latto posted a single cryptic message on X, formerly Twitter. "Everybody wanna play therapist. Just know I was raised on truth." She didn't tag anyone, she didn't explain. But to fans who'd been following this story since day one, it was enough to pour gasoline on an already burning fire. Ashanti, meanwhile, finally broke her silence, but in her classic, subtle way. She uploaded a serene black and white photo of herself, holding her baby boy with the caption, "Peace isn't quiet, it's clarity." The timing couldn't have been more perfect, or more suspicious. Fans debated whether it was shade toward Latto or simply a statement that she was choosing her family over industry noise. Still, reports claimed tension in the background. According to a source close to Ashanti's inner circle, she's embarrassed, not angry. She feels like something that should have stayed between women got turned into a public circus. But then, as if the story couldn't twist any further, someone from Nelly's side allegedly stepped forward with their own receipts. A voice note leaked online, reportedly featuring Nelly telling a friend, "They twisting everything. I never said nothing bad about her, man. That's family." The audio hasn't been verified, but fans immediately noticed the southern drawl and calm tone that unmistakably sounded like him. And yet, even with his denial, one question remained unanswered. If everyone's family, why did it sound like a warning had to be made in the first place? Because now, with the new footage surfacing from inside that very studio, fans are beginning to believe something far deeper was going on that night. Something involving trust, loyalty, and maybe even betrayal. When the studio footage finally leaked in full, it was like the internet froze. The short clip, just under 40 seconds, showed Latto sitting on a couch, sipping water, while Nelly stood nearby in casual conversation with a small circle of producers. But what caught everyone off guard wasn't the casual vibe. It was the moment Nelly leaned in, whispering something that made Latto glance toward the camera, her smile fading for a split second. Fans immediately time-stamped the exact second it happened. replaying it frame by frame as if decoding a movie scene. Within minutes, TikTok was flooded with theories. Some captions read, "This was the exact second she realized Ashanti knew." Others zoomed in on Latto's body language, pointing out how she crossed her arms shortly after Nelly walked away. Whether it was discomfort, surprise, or something else entirely, no one could say for sure, but the tension in that clip was impossible to miss. Then, the story took an even more emotional turn. An alleged insider close to Ashanti's camp told the Shade Room that Ashanti had seen the video the night before it leaked, and that her initial reaction wasn't anger, but sadness. The source claimed she said, "I trust him, but I don't like feeling blindsided." Those words echoed across fan circles. For someone who's been through public heartbreak before, hearing that kind of quiet hurt from Ashanti hit fans right in the heart. Meanwhile, Nelly went live on Instagram, unplanned, unfiltered, and clearly frustrated. In the live, he didn't name names, but his tone said it all. He looked into the camera and said, "Y'all believe anything on this internet. Ain't no bad blood, ain't no drama. People love to make something out of nothing." But fans noticed he never actually addressed Latto or the warning directly. The omission only made things feel more mysterious. Ashanti, on the other hand, doubled down on calmness. Just hours after Nelly's live, she shared a behind-the-scenes clip from her rehearsal. All smiles, all confidence, captioned simply, "Can't lose focus when you're living your dream." It was polished, poised, and purposeful. Many interpreted it as her way of saying she was unbothered, or at least trying to be. But behind the scenes, reports say her team began quietly limiting questions about Nelly in upcoming interviews. One entertainment reporter even tweeted that Ashanti's management sent out a friendly reminder that her focus was on motherhood and music, not drama. It was subtle, but it said a lot. Fans began to wonder if this situation had shifted something in their dynamic, if trust, once again, was being tested. Then came the unexpected twist, Latto's response. Out of nowhere, she posted a short video snippet on her Instagram story. It was just a black screen with audio of her laughing and saying, "Ain't no beef, y'all reaching." It should have been the end of it. But fans pointed out that she used the same background track Ashanti had used in her earlier rehearsal post. Coincidence? Or shade? The debate raged on. Music blogs picked it up instantly. Headlines read, "Latto's subtle shade, fans decode new clip amid Nelly-Ashanti tension." Another post asked, "Why does every no-drama statement come with more drama?" The story had gone from one rumor to a full-blown media storm. And through it all, Nelly and Ashanti kept posting as if nothing was wrong. By the weekend, the conversation had shifted from gossip to something deeper. Fans began discussing how fame tests relationships, how even a simple misunderstanding can spiral when millions are watching. One viral TikTok said, "Ashanti's been protecting her peace since the early 2000s. If she's still choosing love, that's power." Others said Nelly's protective reaction over the stylist, the studio, and now this situation showed just how deeply invested he really is. And then came the moment that silenced every critic. Ashanti and Nelly were spotted together at a private dinner event in Atlanta, hand in hand, laughing like nothing had happened. TMZ captured it, fans reposted it, and captions like, "Love wins again," flooded timelines. But for some, the question still lingered. What really happened behind the scenes? Was it just a misunderstanding? Or was there a quiet warning that changed how everyone involved will move from now on? Because one thing's for sure, in the world of fame, love, and loyalty, what's said in private doesn't always stay that way for long. Don't go anywhere, because this story isn't over. When Latto's next interview drops and Ashanti steps back into the spotlight, we might finally find out what really went down behind that studio door.